Why does Posse Comitatus affect National Guard in crises? Imagine a situation where a natural disaster strikes a city and emergency response teams are overwhelmed. In such moments, the National Guard often steps in to assist with rescue operations, security, and logistical support. But what legal boundaries shape their actions during these critical times? One key factor is the Posse Comitatus Act, a United States federal law enacted in 1878. This law was established to limit the powers of the federal government in using military personnel to enforce domestic laws. Its primary purpose was to prevent the military from acting as a police force within the United States, thereby safeguarding civil liberties and maintaining the balance between military authority and civilian governance. The Posse Comitatus Act specifically restricts the use of active-duty United States Army and United States Air Force personnel in law enforcement roles within the country. However, it does not apply to the United States Navy, United States Marine Corps, or the National Guard when it is operating under state authority. This distinction is crucial because the National Guard can be called into service by individual states for domestic emergencies, and their legal status can change depending on whether they are acting under state or federal command. During crises, the National Guard often operates under the authority of the state governor, which means they are not bound by the Posse Comitatus Act. This allows them to perform law enforcement functions, such as crowd control or securing critical infrastructure, without violating federal restrictions. When the federal government activates the National Guard, they become part of the United States military and are subject to federal laws, including the Posse Comitatus Act. In such cases, their role is typically limited to support functions like logistics, transportation, or medical aid, rather than direct law enforcement. The law's influence is significant because it ensures a clear division of roles during emergencies. It prevents the military from overstepping into civilian law enforcement unless explicitly authorized by Congress or the President. This legal framework encourages cooperation between civilian agencies and the military while protecting individual rights. In summary, the Posse Comitatus Act shapes how the National Guard can be employed during crises by delineating the boundaries between military support and law enforcement, depending on whether they are operating under state or federal authority.